Okay, welcome back, class. We have been discussing the direct comparison approach and why it is important to you as future realtors. Can you give me one example, Laura? Why we use this approach in real estate, or why it's important to know it?
To give homeowners a good idea of what their house is worth.
Exactly. So if you're marketing a house, you need to know what the price of a house would be in order to gain a listing value in order to sell their house, right? So very good. Now that we know the importance of the direct comparison approach and we've kind of studied how to do it, just for a little recap, if the comparison property is superior to the subject property, do we do a minus or a plus?
A minus.
Right, excellent. Everyone's been paying attention. I'm so glad. Okay, we're going to go right to page 17 in your book, activity 7. Our subject property today is a 3-bedroom side split. It's located at 29 Brock Street, and it's situated in a good location close to shopping. It is a 1,324 square foot property, and it's built on a 60 by 115 lot. It has a single car garage and no fireplace. Our market facts, and all of this is available in your book there, so you can follow along with me. Our market facts. So prices have risen during the last year, but only in the first 6 months of the last year. In the last 6 months, there's been no appreciation. Building costs for this type of property are $70 per square foot. Lots sell for $900 per frontage foot. A fireplace adds $2,000 worth of value, and a single car garage costs $12,000, a double costs $2,000, but their value are $10,000 and $20,000 respectively. So what do we use, the cost or the value? Does anybody remember? The value, that's right. So if it was me, I would cross off the costs there because that's just a distraction in your equation. Next, we have 5 comparables here. And what I want you to do is to take 5 minutes to look at the information in your book on each of these comparables. We're only going to choose 3 comparables today, the best 3. So if you think back to the importance of choosing a good comparable, what are some of the most important things?
Time frame.
That's right, the most recent sale. That is the most important thing. Is there anything else we should be considering?
Size.
Definitely size is next on the list. So when you're looking at these 5 properties, look at those things first and then look at your other things. You have 5 minutes. Why did you choose these 3? Is there any particular reason?
The location.
The location. They were all the closest in location and in size. Why didn't you choose 2 and 4? Can you give me any reasons why you crossed those out immediately?
Sold 9 months ago and sold over a year ago, or 1 year ago.
Exactly. So time being the most important factor was an easy way to eliminate those comparables. So now we have our top 3, we have our subject property, and we have all of our market facts. We can move on. Here is the direct comparison approach chart. What you need to do is to fill in all the details of your subject property first, and then each comparable that you're going to use. So that was 1, 3, and 5. are your comparable properties. Make sure that you put the details in correctly. You can't do the math unless the details are in there properly. So that's my advice. You have 20 minutes to do this project. You're going to put in all the details and then you're going to make each adjustment for each property. Let's go through what we took away and what we added on for each comparable. Comparable 1, the lot size. You can see the difference here, 55 compared to 60, so we had to add on to the lot size, 4,500. The total square footage was different here, so we actually had to subtract because this was superior to the subject property. Garage was the same. This property has a fireplace, subject property does not. So we subtracted 2,000 for the fireplace on this one. Did everybody get that? Is there any questions on comparable 1?
So for the square footage, can you explain how you got the 3,500?
Absolutely. So you can see the difference between the square footage here. With comparable 1, it's 1,374 square feet. So that's 50 square feet larger than the subject property. So therefore we take, how much does it, is the value per square foot in our market facts?
$70.
So $70, and then we times it by the difference, which would be 50 square feet, and that's how we can come up with that figure, 3,500. And then because it's superior, it's always a minus. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So then we add, subtract, and the total amount of adjustments is minus $1,000. And we take our sale price, we minus the 1,000, and we come with our totally adjusted sales price. Did everybody get that? Awesome, let's look at comparable 3. So we had a lot size adjustment. This lot is superior by 4 feet of frontage. So we came with a negative adjustment because it's a superior property. And that was the only change we had to make for this one. So we just put it here, we minus it from our sale price, and we get our totally adjusted sales price. Did anybody have anything different for comparable 3? Okay, perfect. And our last one, we'll just go through it. So if you look, the lot size, there was no change. We're only going by the frontage number. But the square feet, this one is actually quite inferior, so there's a large adjustment for the square feet. Then this one has, but it has a double car garage, so we minus 10,000. And it has a fireplace, so we minus 2,000. Total adjustments, add, subtract. We have a total adjustment of minus 3,740, which we take away from the sale price, leaving us with the totally adjusted price. So you have 3 new prices for each comparable. Can you see how they're all a lot more similar to the subject?
Yes, and do you take like the best comparable price, or do you average it out over the 3?
That's an excellent question. Thank you, Laura. It's actually confusing sometimes for people because our first instinct is to just average them, but actually we take the best comparable. So which one do you think would be the best comparable and why?
Comparable 3 because of the least amount of adjustments.
Exactly. So if we're going to choose one, we will choose comparable 3. And instead of averaging all 3, we will just choose that one and apply it to the subject property for their overall value.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so comparable, I guess that's it. Everybody's on the same page, so we'll just go over what we learned today. Adjustments are applied to the comparables based on the difference between the comparable and the subject property. When a comparable is superior to the subject property, the adjustment is a minus. When the comparable is inferior, the adjustment is a plus. Adjustments are based on value and not cost, and the value estimate based on adjusted sales prices. So not the actual sale prices, but after all of our adjustments, that's when we choose our subject property. Can everybody see how this is so important for your careers in real estate?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for getting this done. We'll see you next week.